This is Beal Slough Disc Golf Course. It is quickly becoming Nebraska's #1 disc golf course for several reasons. As soon as you park, you'll notice right away that there's not one, not two, but 3 practice baskets. There's 2 nets to throw in to practice your drives, as well as a driving range that goes over 500 feet. Also, you'll notice right here, this is an amazing immaculate berm that this disc golf basket is mounted on. They have several of these throughout the course as well that I'll highlight. But anyway, let's go over to hole 1. I'm gonna show you a little practice round here so that you are all prepared for these upcoming tournaments here at Nebraska's best disc golf course. All right guys, we're playing long tees today here at Beal Slough. Hole 1 is 336 feet. You gotta get into the mouth of this kind of gap right there. And then once you're in there, you gotta get a little bit to the left. So I'm gonna throw something stable out to the right side and hopefully it kind of hyzers in right before that. All right, a little bit too far to the right. All right, hole 2 is one of those hard par 4s I was talking about. It is 696 feet. It kind of pinches off right here after the tee. So you gotta get past that, and there's OB on the left. There's kind of a nasty tree line on the right with eventual OB in there as well. And then once you get past kind of this initial shot, you gotta throw it up to a very tight, protected green. And it's a really, really hard birdie to get. I'm just gonna probably play for 4. Yeah, that should work. All right, hole 3 is a 385-foot par 3. It kind of goes down here. You gotta go probably high over the trees, and then it's on that berm that you saw in the intro. All right, looks like I caught this late tree. I have real awkward footing here. I'm gonna mark it and then try to get under this branch and up to the berm on the basket. Hole 4 is a 545-foot par 4. This is probably the hardest hole on the entire course if I were to guess, so I'm just gonna play it for par. But anyway, this is the first hole where the slough kind of comes into play. That's a little, kind of a small river or channel, I guess that you will. It's over here. Also, it rained this morning, so if something goes in there, it is probably lost. So I'm gonna try to play safe out here. There's a little tree, kind of a dead tree that you aim at, and if you can hyzer just before that, then you're kind of wide open for your next shot, but it's still really hard to get up and down for the birdie. So like I said, I'm gonna play this for par. All right, like I said, pretty tough hole. I got this left for my par save. Let's see if I can get it. Whew. Hole 5 is a 486-foot par 4. You want to throw a forehand off the tee to get right after you get past the gap. And then, depending on where you are, the slough does again come into play. So you can be aggressive and go over it to try to get the birdie or lay up, and then probably just play for par. All right, I hit that early branch off the tee and I laid up to here, so I am gonna have to go over the slough, I think, to try to get to save the par. So I'm going with something stable, just try to get it out and around. Hopefully it gets close. Super close to the out of bounds line here, so I'm gonna take my 3 steps, a meter, and then you guys can't tell, but I have a death putt with water right behind the basket. Gotta focus and put it in. Dang it. All right, that'll be my first bogey. Hole 6 is a 227-foot par 3. We got a little wall in front of the basket there, and then also to the left is the slough again. If you go in there today, you are losing discs. So I'm gonna try to keep it out of there, just going something with minimal turn over that wall. Sit, 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 sit. We'll see if it's at. Wow, that's about as close as you can get. So, boom. All right, first birdie. All right, hole 7 is a 226-foot par 3 with a very intimidating tunnel right off the tee. Right before the basket, there is out of bounds as the slough kind of cuts in right in front of it. So my plan is to try to go a little bit further than the basket and make the comebacker, but easier said than done. All right, that might have rolled right down into it. Lost forever. Lincoln, if you find it, give me a call. My name's on the back of it. That'll be a bogey. Hole 8 is a 347-foot par 3. All right, hole 9 is a 460-foot par 3. This is super long for me, and so there's a mando tree on the right side, so I'm probably just going to lay up kind of in between those trees and then hopefully throw an upshot there to get up and down for a par. All right, I think this is actually in their closer position, so maybe it wasn't 460 feet or whatever, so I'm going to mark it and give it a good jump up bid. Yeah, got it. Nice. Hole 10 here at Beal Slough is a 500-foot par 4. That doesn't sound too far, but you kind of have to go over this group of trees, land in the fairway. There is out of bounds to the left. And then your second shot, the whole green, is protected by some trees in the front and the slough in the back. So pretty tricky. All right, there you go. Pretty easy hole if you can stay inbounds and avoid the water and the other out of bounds that are on the left. All right, guys, hole 11 is a 300-foot par 3, but it does have some teeth to it, okay? There is a mando tree on the left there that you have to stay to the right of, as well as the slough kind of cuts around over here on the right side. So it is pretty easy to leak into that, especially when it's in the long position. I think today it's in the short, though. Woo! Slipped. All right, that should be up there pretty good. All right, looks like I went a little bit deep. As you can see right there, there's out of bounds right behind the basket in the form of the slough. So I know if I roll in there, I'm gonna lose another disc. Therefore, just gonna lay up with a putter and take a par. Sit down. Oh, tried to roll anyway. Hole 12 is a 701-foot par 4. This is the longest hole on the course, I believe. And what you want to do is just throw some as far as you can out here over, again, this water retention area like we saw on the backside on hole 8. And so if you get past that, then it's another really tricky upshot. Probably another drive for most people, kind of that same distance or that same length. The slough cuts right in front of the basket or a tributary type thing. And so you have to navigate that. It does play as out of bounds, so it's a really tricky get for your birdie. All right, I cleared it, but I'm way right. All right, I was a little off to the right on that tee shot, and then I just had to lay up to here because I'm gonna kind of pitch over the little creek in front of the basket. Hopefully I don't go in and lose another disc. So that's the plan. Try to get another par. Yep, that'll par. Hole 13 is a 290-foot par 3, super straight. However, there is a little bit of a low ceiling, so if you throw something that has a little bit of stability to it and skip a little bit to the left, I think that's gonna be okay. That's pretty open into the basket. All right, a little short, but should putt. Hole 14 is a 236-foot par 3, super tricky as there's the slough that kind of comes and it circles around in there. So you have to kind of throw over that, and then the basket sits over to the right. All right, another close call. The slough is literally right here. There's a little drop off there behind my discs, probably 4 feet. But anyway, I'm putting probably a 18 footer. Nice. Take advantage. Hole 15 is a 323 foot par 3. This looks a lot harder than it looks on camera, as it's pretty much a tunnel shot that you have to keep real low. You can't get too high with it. And then the ground, if it skips, it tends to want to kick to the right. So pretty tricky shot here for this little par 3. All right, probably just a layup from here. Oh yeah, I got this tree right in my way. Ooh, a little run. Hole 16 is a 361 foot par 3. The hardest part about this hole is just making it through the mouth of that gap, all right? That's probably, 100, 120 feet off the tee here. And so what you wanna do is once you get through there, then it bends just a little bit to the right, and then the slough kind of wraps around the basket. All right, probably not in birdie range, but I do have to kind of go through that little V tree there, and who knows, maybe I'll get lucky, but the slough is right behind it. Yep, that'll be another par. Hole 17 is a 529 foot par 4. This is probably going to be a forehand or a turnover off the tee. And then once you kind of land in landing zone, then you have a really tricky upshot with some big trees to navigate before kind of, it's not an island green, but it's kind of up on a set of pavers. So it's pretty cool looking. All right, I got it slightly off the fairway, so I'm going to try to go with a big turnover shot into the green, but I don't think I'll probably get there. Mark it for good measure. I ended pretty well to the left of the basket here, and so I'm just going to pitch up and get my par, try to get up and down. All right, last hole, hole 18 is a 471 foot par 4. For this one, you kind of want to just throw a big hyzer out here and end to the left of those trees, and then try to pitch through and try to maybe get in for your birdie. Although there is some of those tributaries that lead into the slough, so it's a little bit tricky once you get in there. Tombstoned. All right, just not quite close enough to the trees to really hit that gap hard. And so this is no fun, but I think I'm gonna have to go with the layup and just hopefully play for the 4. Yep. All right guys, so that'll do it here from Beal Slough Disc Golf Course in Lincoln, Nebraska. Hey, if you like this video, please leave a thumbs up. That really helps me out and helps this video spread to more people. And until next time, we'll see you out here on the course.